The female brain wants to do everything, which is why we're more scattered and they're more focused. Okay? So what happens is, as the brain was starting to develop, and we were mostly brain stem for survival, as the brain started to build more up here and to develop the cerebellum, we started to develop these areas that made you capable of doing the things that were required of your role in life. So if the male's role was to be the hunter-gatherer, and he had to go out and hunt for his family to eat, if he pointed a weapon at a deer, he couldn't get interrupted by an emotion like, what if that's Bambi's mother? You know? He just needed to stay focused. We need to eat. And the female brain needs to be logical and emotional because we give childbirth. How could you get through that without being emotional and logical? You know, you need both of them together. Now this gets us in trouble all the time because a guy can be outside in the driveway and he's changing a tire. And we think we're going to talk to him. We've all been there.
Watching the football game.
Yeah, well that's just wrong, Manchu. You know, we just got to put on the shirt and know where the beer going. Right? Okay, or just put the keg in the floor. Okay, so you go outside and you start talking to him. Now, all the guy hears is this sound. And he hears wah, 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 wah. And his brain's thinking, oh, there's that annoying sound. Oh, it's the wife. So they stop what they're doing, and they look at you, and they go, what? And you look back at them like, what did you stop for? And he's going, because you're talking to me. We're thinking, so what? Because I can watch TV while I'm on the phone and iron and still yell at somebody in the kitchen. So. What's wrong? The guys like, they're focused. They're focused. And we're not. We're more scattered. You know, I could be talking to you right now and go, oh my gosh, you know, that shade of green is gorgeous. Anyway, one more thing. Oh wait, I will talk to you later. Okay. You know, and still remember all of that, right? Because we're females. And the male brain, if you were talking to a guy, he'd be going, what? You know, and I have to say, you know, it's like if you're in the car and you're with your brother and you're driving and you're telling him, you're taking him to see your mom, you said, you know, Mom's surgery went pretty well, but the doctor said she's probably going to, ooh, Payless is having a shoe sale. Your brother would be going, hello, Mom. Meanwhile, your sister would have pulled over and you'd be getting shoes while you're finishing talking to your because you'd go, it's a BOGO, hello, you know. The male brain is like, no, we're doing this. And they get very frustrated by what we do. You know, now when an egg is conceived, all eggs start out female. Every single egg starts out female. And then about 50% of them, something goes drastically wrong. No. Just kidding, just kidding. And about 50% of them become masculine and 50% feminine, basically. And remember, all generalities are false, and as Ben Franklin said, all generalities are false, including this one. So, okay, what happens is, right then and there, you have a female body and a male body. And then the brain starts to produce neurochemicals that will make you inherently masculine or feminine. Sometimes different chemicals go different places. And that's where gender bending happens. It happens right then and there. Okay? And that child's going to be who they're going to be right there. Okay? And then we nurture that. And we love that person from then on for whomever they are. Okay? Now, as we grow and you look in classrooms, you see the differences show up really early. Now, one of my shows, the radio interviews that you could listen to on the website, and have you joined my Facebook yet? No, I don't think so. I didn't see it.
I did last night.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm your friend.
going to get more friends than you eventually. Okay. One of the radio interviews is with the Goering Institute, and it's titled, Why Do Girls Sing and Boys Play Rock Guitar? And Becky and I were talking about this because you teach band.
Yes.
Okay, tell the story about the mom with the boy that wanted to play the flute.
The sixth grader boy walked in with dreadlocks, you know, the typical and we test them now. We don't just say, what do you want to play? We test to see what their physical body works for, because I can't play trumpet. I can't do it. And my lips just are not right. So flute, just the sound just popped out. And he was like, well, they can hear it. They know. They can tell. And he was like, ooh. And Mom's like, my boy not playing no flute. What you talking about? He gonna be... I'm like, listen. Oh. And he wanted to so bad. And he went to trombone or tuba, couldn't do it, stunks, out the door, no longer... behavior problem, no longer in band because Mom said,
I didn't know
you're
that
not
part
good.
of the story.
It got, actually right after I left with my babies. Yep.
So the dynamic in school band, you know, like a lot of times, yes. But we're making changes.
And the ones that go the wrong direction, or the non-traditional direction, are better. My girl tuba players make All-State. My girl percussionists make All-State. My boy flute players make All-State. The ones that cross those gender lines are more successful.
That's awesome.
Because they have the strength of character to push, I'm guessing.
Do you have any input on that? With instrumentation with the kids? So
No, but I don't teach instruments. I teach singing. But,
okay.
But I mean, you see that with singing, and I guess when you said that, what did you say? You said girls sing and guys
play rock guitar.
See, I don't know that I would agree with that general.
Well, what the thing is, like, when you look at all the rock bands that are famous, and if you look at what's out there, you know, like Paramore, it's like they all play and the girl sings. And most of the rock bands are guys, and the girl bands that have tried to make it normally don't as much. And you have a few names that you might remember, like Joan Jett, who really wasn't all that talented, but I remember her because she was one of the only ones, you know. Susan Tedesco, you know, and part of the reason she even got notoriety is because she's married to Derek Trucks. Otherwise, people wouldn't know who she was, you know. So that's what that meant, is like that traditionally, you know, if you look at our pop music, it's the girls are doing the singing, the guys are playing the instruments, and it's very rare that you'll see a group of musicians with a guy singing. Tell me who it is, Joy. Tell me.
The Script, Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Son is two guys. Right, I'm saying a band.
Jet.
A band, but they're all guys.
They're all
Yeah,
guys.
okay.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah, you
saying.
won't have girls
From
music.
when she was a baby.
What about Prince?
That's what I was going to say, Prince, because he had the girls.
Right.
And that
he,
sticks
and
out in my head
why
as
did he
weird.
do it? He did it to prove that point.
Yeah.
He did it to prove that point. And that's what, you know, people love that he did that.
I have a friend who's the lead singer in Jimmy James and the Velvet Explosion, who's pretty popular in this area. He was an instrumentalist. I said, well, why did you start singing? He said, because they need male lead singers. It's very interesting. And my nephew, I'm from Brandon, he played flute in the band, and I'm like, you're kidding. You're Brandon? You know.
That's good though. What
But
Brandon
it is. He took mostly AP courses, and he went into college with 30 hours down already.
Well,
And
College.
if they have foresight, the boys realize that if they play flute, they're surrounded by all the girls in high school.
That's how we get boys.
Yeah.
well, we're
I'm trying to get my son to dance.
We're breaking a lot of these, you know, gender biases, but they are still there. And Michael Gurren's Institute teaches so much. And I had said to Kathy, if you had to take one simple statement about what makes boys and girls different, what would you tell me to say to people? And she said, testosterone versus oxytocin. Because testosterone makes you want to compete and conquer, and oxytocin wants you to connect and form bonds with somebody. And this is why, you know, like a girl will say, you know, that let's talk about it. And the guys will, we're going to kiss you or tell you I love you, but not at the same time. No, we're going to cuddle or tell you I love you, but not at the same time. And the girl's like, why not? I'll cuddle and tell you how I feel about you. Guys don't like to talk unless they know what they're going to say. And girl, you know, like in school. So they say in school, when you ask a question, you want to wait. And let the boys have a moment to think. Because what do we do as females? Go, who's the first person in the United States? Who? know? Did you read it? Did you read your homework? The boy's brain's going, shut up so I can think. When if we would wait a few minutes, the hands would go up. The boy's brain's thinking, I'm not going to make a fool of myself. So I need a moment to think what the answer is. Okay, I got it. The girl brain's like, pick me, I'll think about it while I'm talking. Right? And this, shows up in classes. It's interesting because Michael Gurian's Institute is also studying lying, and they think that one of the reasons why, and again, generalities, so please don't get insulted, I'm just giving you research. They say that this is why boys are more predisposed to lie than girls, because they feel we put them on the spot. And so a guy might come home and like, where were you? Where were you? And we don't give him a minute to tell us. Well, you know what, the guys kind of all were talking and we thought we hadn't had a chance to, we thought maybe we'd all just go out for a beer after work. Well, most women at that point would go, oh, well, you just could have called, right? But by that point, when a woman doesn't wait, where are you? The male brain's on, I stop for a beer, but I'm going to tell you that was at my mother's, and so that's what happens. And just in closing on this topic, and then I want to get into getting them ready for next activities, but there's this one comedian, and I can't remember his name, but he told this joke one time, and he said, the reason why guys don't lie is because you girls put us on the spot and don't give us time to think. And he said, so, and he goes, and we'll protect each other. He said, so like, if a girl comes home really late in the morning and the guy goes, where were you? She says, that's none of your business. And she storms off and he picks up her cell phone. He starts calling her 10 closest friends. Is so-and-so with you? Has Karen gotten home yet? Karen? And finally, was Karen with you? And finally, the friend she was with goes, she was? Is she home? Is she okay? She left about a half hour ago. And the woman's all concerned about her friend. On the other hand, we reverse it. The guy comes home late, the woman picks up his phone, calls 10 friends, they all say, yup, he was with me. 3 say he's still here. Sorry guys, it's just comedy. But in the classroom, we as women have got to realize, you look around us, there are 2 guys in this room. But in our classroom, there are more than 2 boys. Yet we teach from a female perspective. And even with the music we choose and the physical activities we choose, we have to mix it up to appeal that to both. So when we do a game like All Around the Circle, right? When we do All Around the Circle, I could do what you do, the girls are loving the, oh, look, we're walking in a circle, and we're friends, and we're going to get to pick and do something, pick another friend. The guys are like, let's make the circle go faster! And the girls are in the middle going, okay, do like me. And the boys in the circle, do this! And you want to do activities like that appeal to everybody and gets everybody to explore. And for the girls to see, oh, that looks like fun. I want to be more physical and try that out. And for the guys to go, she looks pretty peaceful doing that. And to explore each other's likes and dislikes. And then when sometimes it's time for transition. And we will say, time to clean up. 5 minutes, want everybody by the door. Okay, what happens then? All the girls look up and go, okay. Meanwhile, none of the boys have acknowledged you. Okay? And as females, we immediately go to the negative. They're being disrespectful, they're being disobedient, they're ignoring me. No, they're practicing to be men. They have you tuned out. They are focused on what they are doing. That's a good trait. And so in 5 minutes, the girls are going to be lined up at the door, and the boys are still going to be occupied with what they were doing, most likely. And what are the girls going to say to you? Should we go get the boys? They're not here. Because they're practicing to be women, they're going to fix them. Meanwhile, we as females, instead of walking over to the boys and doing the appropriate thing, give them a verb, stop. Instead of, no! Well, no what? I didn't make it tall enough? What? No is not a verb. Okay? So you walk over and you go, stop. And then they, oh, that's a command. And they look up. And then you say, tell me what you were doing. Because as women, a lot of times, we walk over and we go, didn't you hear me? Didn't you hear me? Well, I hear you now. And you look and the poor little boy's looking at you like, what did I do? I'm only doing what you told me I could do. Why do you look so angry? And the little boy's looking up at you like, what? Meanwhile, if you just walk over and go, stop, and then validate their work, because that's another thing we do. We walk over and we're all ready to tell them about what they didn't do right. Take a moment and acknowledge what they have done. What did you do? Wow, you've been busy for a long time. It's now time to clean up. Let's go. That little boy is going to go, I'd do anything for this woman. She validated my work. And then they'll do it. You know, so we need to remember this. Boys take longer to get comfortable in a new situation, and that's because of the testosterone. They feel like, what is my role here? What is expected of me? What do I need to do? And so it takes longer when you get a new boy. When you get a new boy, you want to give them a task that day. You know, like kindergartners love being the door holder. You know, George, I'm so glad you're here. We need a door holder. Door holder. I was at it my last school. I'm good at it. You know, meanwhile, the little girl's coming in all ready on the first day to socialize. Hi, my name's Mare. I have a Dora the Explorer underwear. What about you? No, I'm kidding. I have Kate on. Right? That's what they, you know, and they're like all ready to share lunch and trade. Okay, so be aware of the gender differences in the activities you pick and the music that we play, and let all children explore. One time I told them to be something. We were doing the Matarili song from Mexico, which is a circle game, and it's like the all around the circle where a person goes in the middle and they get to pick something to be. And everybody was coming up with these things, and this one little boy laid on the floor and started lifting his leg up and down like this. And I thought, being in Florida, he was an alligator. No, he told me he was a stapler. That has got to be one of the most creative. And kids get when we label them early. And I don't know whether Joy would be comfortable or whether you want me to relate the story about the little boy when you said to him, why can't you focus?
Wait, I didn't say it that
I know,
way.
I'm saying it, so I'm not giving away your punchline.
No, he was like, he just was always 10 steps behind the rest of the line, and we were in an outdoor camp, and it was hot, and he took forever, and so I was like, Jack, you need to move faster, you need to keep up with us, like, I know it's hot, but, like, you need to stay with the group. He's like, I have sensory integration problems.
And he was 6 and labeled, and he knew his labels got the job.